Hi, thanks for tuning to my YouTube channel, What's That Girl Doing Now? In this video, I'm going to give you 3 little ideas you can do to dress up your Thanksgiving table and make it a little festive and fancy. And then I'm going to give you some bonus information about a project you can do during your Thanksgiving get-together that will help decorate your Christmas table. So if you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button below. That way you don't miss my next video. First thing I need to do is turn my oven on to 325, so I'm going to go ahead and get that on so it can start warming up. There we go. Okay, then I'm going to open my can of biscuits here. And I just bought the Grand's buttermilk biscuits. Pop this open. There we go. So you just take one of the biscuits and we're going to roll it out like this in a log, and then I'm just going to tie it in a knot like that. Okay. Now you don't have to use buttermilk biscuits. You can use whatever you want. You can even make your own bread. That's usually what I do for the holidays. But this year I thought I'm going to try something different this time. Hope my family's not disappointed. Sorry, family. So I'm going to go ahead and get my cookie sheet out here. I don't really need this big of a tray, but I got this cute little baking mat and I've never used it and I want to try it. I could just sit in one setting and eat every one of these biscuits. So here's my little bundles of dough. So I'm going to bake it on 325 for 21 to 27 minutes. So while those are baking, I'm going to show you something fun that we can make that will make our table very festive for our bread. So what you need is this is just some scrapbook paper that I bought down at Michael's, and some of it I already had too. So I got an orange, a yellow, and a brown to make it festive. And I got my mat here. I got my paper cutter. If you don't have one of these, that's fine. You can always just cut it with scissors. But this just makes it nice and easy if you have one of these. All right, so I got the brown paper here, and I'm gonna cut it 1 inch long or wide. Then I'm gonna cut the orange paper 2 inches wide, and cut that. And I'll take my yellow paper, and I'm gonna cut 2 inches on that. If you do a lot of paper cutting, these type of things are fabulous. Saves you a lot of time. We're going to take this yellow and we're going to fold it in half. This would also be a fun project if you have kids around too. They could do it ahead of time. And I'm going to do the same thing to the orange. You know, kids always like helping and making fun projects, and can't wait for my grandson to get older so I can start doing some of these things with him. He's only 15 months old though. Oh, I forgot. I need a brown. So I'm gonna do a 2 inch in the brown. There we go. And I'm gonna fold this in half. Now you can use whatever colors you want. You can make it different colors. You can use patterned paper. It doesn't matter, whatever you want to use. All right, so once we get all of our papers cut out and folded in half, then we're gonna take one of our strips and we're gonna make some feathers. So we're gonna go about 2/3 the length that we want our feather to be. And that's where we're gonna start. And then we're just gonna curve over like that, okay? And we're just gonna keep doing that up the strip till we have the amount of feathers that we need. I'm just gonna put that back here, like that. And then I'm gonna cut that off along the bottom so it's nice and straight. There we go. And then we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna use the first one that we did as our pattern. So we'll just cut like that. And I like to keep the same pattern throughout everything because otherwise, if I was to use the second one I made, it's gonna be a little bit bigger than the first one. So if I keep using the new one, the pieces are gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So I like to use one template for all the cutouts. Oh, and I'm keeping the folded edge to folded edge. So just lay that on top. So then we're gonna make little notches in here and make it look like a feather. So I like to kind of go at an angle like this. And then straight across. There we go. And then do it again. I like to do about 3 of them. 3 is the number that you should When you're decorating, you always decorate in threes, or when you plant plants, you decorate in threes, odd numbers. All right, so there's one of our feathers. So I'm gonna do the same thing to this one. And they don't have to be the same, that's fine. And it doesn't have to be perfect either. Imperfection is best anyway, I think. There's our orange feathers. Now I'm gonna do the same to the 2 yellows and 1 brown. And I'm gonna use the same orange one as my template for all my feather shapes. So there again, all my feathers will stay the same size. And like I say, you can use different colored paper. You can use floral paper. You can use pattern paper. It doesn't matter. Whatever you like, it's your turkey. And I just need 1 of the dark brown, so I'm just gonna do that. And you don't have to do these kind of things. You can use the decorative scissors if you want, that you find in craft stores that give the zigzag edge or whatever you wanna do. Just be creative. You don't know unless you try, and you're not gonna mess it up. If you don't like it, you can always do it again. Oh, I gotta do my yellow ones yet. And the nice thing about having little kids do it is that you have a little keepsake. And trust me, they remember doing things like this. And it makes it fun and enjoyable for them. And that's what the holidays are about, isn't it? Spending time with family and making memories. I love that. Although I know a lot of people won't be able to be with their families this year because of all this COVID stuff. And I apologize, sorry about that. But that's very important to us, as family. All right, there we go. We got our 1 brown, our 2 yellows, our 2 orange. Now we're gonna take our 1-inch dark brown, right here, and we're just gonna fold it in a circle. So you can make this whatever size you want, but you definitely want your roll to fit down in there. So my rolls aren't very, well, they're not done cooking yet, but. And then I'm just gonna put a staple right in here. And there you go, I got a circle. Then I'm gonna take my dark brown feather and I'm gonna put it right there over that staple in the back. Just like that. I'm even gonna raise it up a little bit, that way this feather will be a little bit taller than the others. And make it nice and straight. And staple. There you go, kind of looks like a little Indian headband, doesn't it? Then you can put these feathers on however you want. I like the yellow one next. So I'm just gonna kind of angle it there like that. I get my orange one on here. And it's okay if it goes past the bottom here because we're gonna cut that off. So there's that. So we'll put a staple in that. And make sure that you get it on the back. Make sure you didn't miss it. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut that little, see how it's sticking out past the bottom band? It's not gonna sit straight. So you gotta cut that off. There we go. And you wanna kind of make sure that they're even on the other side. So there we go. I think that looks pretty good. Put my staple in there. Cut that little tip off right there that's hanging down. And there we go. What do you think? And there are little rolls gonna sit right down in there. It's gonna be so cute. And now I just have 7 more to make. Ooh, I can smell those rolls cooking. I bet they're just about done. Let's go check on them. Well, my rolls are almost done, so I'm gonna go ahead and melt my butter. I've just got a small stick of unsalted butter. Okay, the rolls are done. Now I'm gonna brush it with my melted butter. Ooh, I love butter too. I wanna show you. Let's look at the bottom. Ooh, perfect. Look at that. I like this mat. Can never put too much butter on the bread. I feel like I'm Paula Deen, y'all. I love her. All right, now we're gonna fancy it up a little bit. We're gonna give it a little bit of color. So I got these parsley flakes, and I'm just gonna sprinkle it on there while it's hot and while that butter is still wet. so it sticks. I don't think you're really gonna taste that too much, so. But there we go. Aren't those gorgeous? And now we gotta put it together with our holder we made. So I just brought out a couple plates that I have. So let's see what it looks like. I brought out a yellow one, because that's a pretty fall color. And then just a decorative doily one. I'm gonna set that on there. Now let's see what it looks like. Just gonna put our little roll right in there. And a little roll there. Oh, I think that's cute. What do you think? That way you could go ahead and set your table, set your bread on each plate with your little turkey bread holder. I like that, that's so cute. And then there's the yellow one. I think I like this one better, but it all depends on what your table colors are. And there you go, a simple, quick, easy way to do your bread. Now, taste test time. I love bread. Delicious. I love it. Like I say, you could use whatever bread you wanted. Your homemade bread, buttermilk biscuit bread, croissants. Or you could just use like Hawaiian King's rolls or something like that. Doesn't have to be this kind. Anyway, I'll see you in a minute with our next project. I'm gonna finish this roll. Bonus information time! Do you know what else this could be? Your place card holder. So let me go get a marker. Got a gold marker, let's see what that looks like. What do you think? A great idea! Is that cute or what? Jack just took that to the next level. Use whatever color marker you wanted. Or you could paint or whatever. All right, that was idea number 1 and 2. Idea number 3 is coming up, but be sure to stay tuned to the end as I've got a little project you can do during your Thanksgiving celebration that will get you started for Christmas. The other day I was going through my drawers in the downstairs kitchen trying to clean stuff out, and I saw all these cookie cutters. And to be honest with you, I think I may have used one. So I've got these molds I've never used. I was thinking I'm gonna make some chocolate, never done, or maybe some ice cubes. Not done that yet. I was gonna make some dog treats. Haven't done that yet. And the funny thing is, I don't even have an animal of any kind. I take that back. I do have a kitty cat right here. My mom made this years ago for my grandma, and he's the best cat. So now I got all of these. I got Christmas, I got gingerbread, I got a whoopie pie. I've never had a whoopie pie in my life. Thought I was gonna make it, still haven't. So today, I thought I would use one of these cookie cutters. I'm gonna show you a fast and easy and nice looking dessert for Thanksgiving. Whenever I have a gathering, even if it's just one person, I like to present anything that I'm serving as special, to let them know that I appreciate them and I enjoy their company and I'm glad that they're here. So I feel like I always go above and beyond because they're worth it to me. And if it's a holiday, I always try to do things that are festive. So one of the things I'm going to show you today is a neat way to decorate your pumpkin pie. So I don't know about you, but I like to make things as easy as possible. So I went and bought a store-made pumpkin pie. So we're going to open it up here. So this is really simple. I have a 2-inch biscuit cutter, and I'm just going to cut out circles around the pie. So here we go. Now you can use whatever cookie cutter you want, but with this pie being so small, I couldn't get too much bigger. You gotta be sure to push it all the way down to get through that crust. And voila, there it is. Now let me show you what I'm gonna put it on. So I have this really pretty copper tray that I like. I think it's a festive color, but this is not food safe. So I have these little paper doilies that I'm gonna put down on the tray to make it look really pretty. And then I'm just gonna press this onto the paper. Maybe easier if there we go. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Let's do another one here. And now you might be saying, Well, there's a lot of leftover pie that you're gonna be wasting. What are you gonna do with that? Throw it away? You know, I thought about that too, and you know what I come up with? Throw this in a blender with some ice cream. Ooh, and a little bit of milk. Have a pumpkin shake. Yummy. And you know, usually after Thanksgiving, everybody is so full that usually they don't eat dessert. So this is just like a nice little bite of dessert that you don't get overfilled and stuffed. So there we go. There's the pumpkin pies. Now we're not done yet. Let me show you what we're gonna do next. The next thing we're gonna do is put some yummy Cool Whip on the top. Pumpkin pie is always better with Cool Whip on the top. So we're just gonna squirt it around. You can do it like that. You could do a cute little star like that. Oh, I think I like that better. Some people don't like Cool Whip. I do. Let's see if we can get that off of there. I like to have a little pumpkin pie with my Cool Whip. Don't know about you. There we go. Try that again. Cover it up a little bit. Now, the next thing we're gonna do, I bought this yummy caramel ice cream topping. We're gonna warm it up and I'll show you what we're gonna do with that. Okay, so I just heated this in the microwave for 1 minute, stirred it up. If it's not enough, you can do it for 20-second intervals after that. I'm just gonna take a spoon and get a little bit on here. I'm just gonna drizzle that on there. Oh man, doesn't that look delicious? Whew. That looks like something you would get at a high-end restaurant. And it's so easy to make. And it's really quick. Can't wait to dive into this. Like I say, you can put it on any kind of tray you want, whatever you've got, whatever makes it look festive. You can make it however big you want. Just play with it. This is what I like. So I've got another tray here that I've got ready, and it is food safe, but I like the doily look. It makes it look fancy. So we're just gonna finish off with this one. I love things that are fancy and make it look like I've spent a lot of time on it, but I really haven't. All right, so that's all I got out of that one. So I only got 7 out of that, but that'll be plenty. There'll be other desserts. Okay. Put the whipped cream on this. And you can put on however much caramel sauce you want. You can even have this sit out and people could put extra on if they want. There we go. All done. So out of that little pie, I got 7 2-inch cakes. There we go. Bonus information time! And something else I was thinking of you could do with that leftover pumpkin pie is, what's the favorite part that everybody likes? The crust. So, here's what we're gonna do. Got my little handy dandy chopper here. I'm gonna chop it up and I'm gonna sprinkle some on the tops. Oh, does that take it to the next level or what? Absolutely. Definitely add the sprinkles. Now look at that. Is that not gorgeous? If it isn't, I'll eat your hat. Now that is high-end restaurant quality. Now for the taste test. Oh my gosh, that caramel sauce on that, and then that extra little bit of crust on the top, delicious, let me tell you. But I'm glad it's just a small bite, because I can only imagine after being so full with dinner, this is all you're gonna need. See you later. Gotta finish this. And now, are you ready for that Christmas bonus I've been telling you about? Well, let's get started. What we're gonna do today is make something to get ready for our Christmas table. It's gonna be a little messy, but it's gonna be fun. And hopefully you can get the whole family to join in. So the first thing I did is I went to the craft store and I was trying to find some burlap placemats, but I couldn't find any. So I found this burlap table runner, which I'm gonna use. I have a lot of placemats and the average size seems to be about 12 inches by 18 inches. And this is exactly 18 inches. So I'm gonna use that as one of my measurements. So it's gonna make it a little bit faster for me. So I don't know if you've cut burlap before, but you do not cut it like fabric. So I'm gonna spread out 12 inches here. So what you do is you're just gonna clip one of the threads that's down here. Okay. And I'm gonna clip this little edge right here. There we go. I'm just going to give this thread here that I cut just a little bit of a tug. Nope. Okay, so I followed that all the way to the end. And I should be able to just snip that little piece right there. Now, I should just be able to pull this piece. I'm having trouble getting this to pull out like you're supposed to. But ideally, what you should do is just clip one thread down here and clip the same thread down on this end. And then you should just be able to pull that thread out and then you can cut right along that line. Let me show you. Just having a little bit of difficulty here. Now let's see if I can get enough strength on it to... There we go. I think it was just stitched together up here at the top and wasn't allowing it to come through. Because this burlap that I have, I don't know if you can see, but it's got some stitching along the top to keep that from unraveling. So you see where I pulled that one thread out, it left quite a bit of a gap right there. I'm gonna cut right down that line. All right, and there I have a burlap placemat. So if you're gonna buy your burlap in a roll like I did, you could go ahead and have these cut ahead of time so they're ready to go. And you don't have to use burlap. I'm not a big burlap fan, but I know a lot of you are. But you can use any type of placemat that you'd like. You can even make it as a table runner. And now let the fun begin. First thing you need to do is you might want to put some plastic down or something like that if you're working on your table. Because I'm sure with this burlap having holes in it, that what we're gonna do is gonna go through to the surface below. So you might wanna protect that. So these are the paints that I picked out. A brown, a couple greens, a red, and a white. These are just acrylic paints that I got at the hobby store. But I'm not sure how much acrylic will hold up if it gets wet. So you might wanna test that first, or you might get some enamel paints. So I did a little squirt of each color here on my plate. And now the fun. I'm gonna put the white and I'm gonna paint on my hand. How fun is that? So I'm gonna go right for this particular one. I'm gonna just paint on my hands like this. Oh, this is so fun. This will be fun for all ages. I mean, what kid doesn't like to paint on their skin? You know, that's so fun. And now they can do it with approval. And you want to get quite a bit on there. And I gotta wash my brush because I'm gonna do two colors. And now I'm gonna take some red. Can you guess what I'm gonna make? Paint my thumb. I'm gonna put the white and the red where they match. Okay, there we go. Got that. Now, my placemat is, oops, I got some paint on it. Placemat is like that. I'm gonna go right in the center. I'm gonna press. Peel it off. Look at that. Now I'm gonna wash my hand real quick. I'm just using some soap and water. This paint here washes off pretty easy. See, comes right off. Now I'm gonna touch this up just a little bit. I'm gonna turn it around. Can you see what it's gonna be? So I'm just gonna touch up my paint a little bit. Where it didn't quite touch. Make it look more like a hat. You might want to have several brushes on hand, like maybe one for each color. Now I'm using this neat fan brush, so you might want to get a bigger type of brush for this project, because you want to get your paint on there pretty quick so that it doesn't dry. And I'm going to get some white, and I'm just going to fill this in right here where the palm of my hand didn't touch. So I'm just going to do that. And this is going to be his beard. So I'm just going to make it look like my fingers are touching his face. And you know what I love about this project? Is that if you can get Grandma and Grandpa to do it too, what a great way to capture them in their life, and they keep going on with us when they're no longer here with us. I mean, none of us know how long we're going to be here, right? So what a great way to remember them during the holidays. Now we're going to let that dry, and once it's dry, then we'll go back and do some more things to it, okay? All right. I think my Santa's dried and ready to finish up. So I have this this color here. It's a camel color, and I'm gonna paint his face that color. But you can make it whatever color you want. I want to leave a little bit right here to make it look like his fur on his hat. And I'm going to warn you now, I'm not an artist. I can barely draw a stick man. But you know what? That's the beauty of this thing. It makes everything individualized. And that's our goal on this, is so that we remember that person. So I think that's pretty good. Now I'm going to make his eyes. And I've got this brush that has a round end. So I'm just gonna dip it in my black paint. And that's what colors I'm gonna make his eyes. You can make it whatever color you want. Then I'm gonna do, of course, Santa has a bright red nose, so we gotta make him have a red nose, right? I'm gonna put it right there. And then I'm gonna take my small brush, and I'm gonna have him make some rosy red lips. And just put a little smile on him like that. There we go. And there we go. I told you I'm not an artist, but you know what? This is me, and I'm sure that yours will be much better. And like I say, that's the fun of this project. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to give him a cotton ball on his hat. Let's put some white down here. That looks much better. Now, that looks a little bit better, don't you think? Looks more like Santa. Well, give me a break. And don't forget to sign it. That way you know who did it. And might even put the year. And I'm gonna use a black marker for that. Now, this will be dry and ready for our Christmas table when it comes time for dinner at Christmas time. And for many Christmases to come. So I have done some other designs on paper just to give you some ideas, so let me grab those. Be sure to check the description of my video where I have included affiliate links to items that are similar to the ones that I describe in my video. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. That way you won't miss my next new and exciting video. And if this video has inspired you to do any of these projects, I would love to see it. Just post it in the comments below. I hope you all get to spend time with your family this holiday season. I know there's one thing that we could all be thankful for in our lives, whatever that may be. So stay healthy, stay safe, have a happy Thanksgiving, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.